In this video we will learn different movement methods with Rigidbody. Create a 3D object, then add a Rigidbody component. Define a public Rigidbody in a script named RB or anything else. With Rigidbody you can move character by 3 ways: add force, velocity, and move position. Let's see how add force works. There is a point about moving with Rigidbody orders, which they all must be written in fixed update. Write rb.addForce, then in parentheses write new vector 3 0 0 0 times, for example, 10. It's too low actually, so make it 50. One of moving method with add force is new vector 3. If you change x number, character goes to the left and right. If you change y number, character goes to the up and down. And if you change z, character goes forward and backward. Another way to moving the character is using transform.up to moving up and down, transform.right to moving left and right, and transform.forward to moving forward and backward. I use the new vector 3 method. I can write it in parentheses, or I can define a vector 3 up here. If you chosen my method, write in update input k equals to new vector 3, then in parentheses instead of x, write input.getAxis horizontal, instead of y, write 0, and instead of z, write input.getAxis vertical. In this way you can move character by WASD to left, right, forward and backward. Now you only need to write defined vector 3 means input k at addForce parentheses. Drag the code to objects and drag Rigidbody to defined RB. Press play. When you press WASD, character would move to right and left, but it turns around itself. To fix this, check X and Z boxes from freeze rotation in Rigidbody component. After play, you will see if I hold a button to move, over time the character's moving speed gets higher, and if you release the button, it takes times to stop. Add force usage is for games which, for example, are in the space, or for example on car games, which begins with low speed and speed gets higher by time. In add force method, if you increase mass of an object, moving it will be harder. Second way to move by Rigidbody is moving with velocity. You only need in fixed update write rb.velocity equals to defined vector 3 means input k times speed, for example 10. Press play. Look, moving speed by velocity is completely stable. It doesn't matter how long you hold the button or how much is the object's mass. Any time spent, speed is completely stable and it don't increases. As I said, mass doesn't affect speed in velocity. In addition to this, velocity effect on gravity too. Mostly velocity is suitable for games which don't need gravity. Third way is move position, which is most suitable and best way to control and move a character. Write in fixed update rb.MovePosition, then in parentheses write current character position plus defined vector 3 means input k times the speed, for example 10 times time the delta time. Before this, if your game is 3D, in parentheses write vector 3, or if it is 2D, write vector 2. After play you can move the character to left, right, forward and backward. Let's go to more realistic example in a 3D game. Assume this blue character as player, which has Rigidbody and box collider. It has an attached animation too. I drag the code toward it, and also I drag Rigidbody to define a RB. After play you can see the character moves to any direction I want. What I want, it looks to that direction too. If you want this for your project, like me open the code. Define a float in fixed update, for example angle. Equal it to massf.attend2. Why? Cause we want it only looks to x and z, then multiply it by massf.radtodeg. If it is too confusing, watch or look at video for sure. Now angle float is that intended angle, which player should look to that direction. So write transform.rotation equals to quaternion.euler 0 and angle instead of y and 0 again. After play you can see if you click on any direction button, the character moves and looks to that direction, but this turning is so fast and actually it jumps suddenly. We had a tutorial in our channel named Smooth Rotation in future, which in it you will learn how to turning something very smoothly and slowly. For smooth changing the angle, define a new float called, for example, smooth, equal it to massf.smoothDumpAngle. In parentheses write current angle of player.euler angle.y, then write desired angle, which is defined at angle float and reference to a float, which I don't know why. If you know the reason, write in the comments. Whatever, only write ref defined float, and at last desired speed for rotating, for example 0.1. Let me tell you something. It is not important what are you doing or what else. If you don't understand this code, never mind. Only copy this code from GitHub link that we mentioned in description. Don't forget put a smooth instead of angle. After play, if you click on any button, character will move to that direction and looks at that direction. But there is a bug here. I know you are going to be fucked. But game developing has its hardnesses. You will get used to it. When I release any button, character looks to the forward, which is a bullshit bug. Open the script, write if input k dot magnitude greater equals 0.1. This if can recognize that you are clicking on any button or not. Now bring orders about lock and rotate to this if body. After play you can see without any bug. Character moves to any direction and look at that direction. Now to make it more beautiful, you can give an animation to the player. I already give the walk and idle animation to it, only need to play them from the code. I want when I press any button, walk animation plays, so I write it in this if. And if I press neither, idle animation plays, so I write it in else. If you don't know anything about animation and you find it confusing, watch our animation playlist for sure, especially basic animation. At last, final play. Character moves to any direction you want, look at that direction and its animations play with it.